Motrimis mama la capre, motrimis mama la capre.
Previously on
Let's get it on! This line of death, this lawnmower of enemy combatants, because as much as we like to do our nightly orgy, I guess it's the worst case scenario ever. We have enemy cavalry on our left flank and we have no response at all for that cavalry, because look at this yummy archers, enemy reinforcement. This is not King Pietroporos, this was General Pietroporos, now King Pietroporos, because King Pietroporos, the original, died. Moxis created a river out of nowhere, fighting with the long phallic spear, but not for long. The Getae actually won, so we should stop here and go back, because they will pay us.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
And welcome to an exciting new episode of Let's Get It On. And here we are at the outskirts of Getae, after our great victory over the evil forces of the great succubus Kotis. Now the battle itself was the bloodiest. We lost 700 men, which is by far the most we have ever lost. And we can also see by the remainder of our army that it's fairly battered. But the city of Getae is literally undefended. Only 61 Dacian bowmen are defending it. So this is a historical moment in which we are going to take over the city. Of course, I won't do this battle. It's a bit silly. We will do a protective stance, and the AI will kill the silly 61 men, and hopefully with minimal. Yeah, we only lost 13 men. Interesting number. And we will occupy the city, earning 500 monies. Oh my god, we are rich. I think the first thing we should do is actually acknowledge the greatness of our king Tarbus, the first to his name, king of the Getae, and the first man, the champion of Zalmoxis, his new moniker. And I think even the game agrees with me. He became a bruiser. His actual unit, the Kingsguard, the Getaean Kingsguard, will be even more formidable. And not to mention that he is recognized as a strategic mastermind at the ripe old age of 45. This is just look at those lovely modifiers. We get everything from map movement, replenishment, upkeep, morale, even ammunition. And he also leveled up, and I gave him military logistics, because we are still very poor. And actually the taking of Getae puts us in the poor and starving, actually, because we need to feed the local people of Getae, and we were struggling with food even from before that. For now we will leave him out, and I think since this is such a milestone for us, we will take a moment to have a recap of how we captured the whole province. Now I will do this in two interesting ways. First, I will tell the story of what actually happened, and then we will rewrite history as the victors to make us look a lot better. So our true story of conquest starts in turn 8. On the insistence of Chieftain Diordanos of the bigoted xenophobic Potulatense tribe, we have invaded our neighbors, massacred and burned their houses. Now, the rewritten version is: for too long the Celtic Bastarnos, who have migrated to Dacia from distant lands, have denied true Dacian access to the copper-rich mountains of Petrodava, ruling over local Dacians and treating them as second-rate citizens in their own homelands. The heroic Potulatense have united forces under King Tarbus of the noble Getae to de-Celtify Dacia. Together they have liberated the city of Petrodava forming the cornerstone of a great empire. Our second milestone actually happened in turn 14. It says turn 8, but ignore that. The duchy became restless after we stopped trading with them, moving some armies to our borders, so we declared war on them. But the annals of history will say that the duchy fell into heresy. In their hubris, they have renamed God from Zalmoxis to Gebe something. The noble Getae were horrified, but reacted in a reasonable, expected manner. They refused to trade, effectively excommunicating the duchy. This was viewed as a hostile action by the heretical king Timarchus, and he invaded, reaching the very gates of Malva. But with the help of Zalmoxis, the loyal Getaean army, their Potretense allies, and the heroic cavalry commander by the name of Kostico, the heretical army was defeated. Now what happened next was that in turn 14 we actually marched on the capital of the Duchy, Pelendava, only to see it occupied by the Skordici. They actually invaded and occupied them in a brutal act of backstabbing. So what we will rewrite, we don't really need to rewrite a lot because we actually did this. The noble Getae, despite the current war with the duchy, came to their aid and liberated them from a brutal Skordisci occupation. Later the Getae totally subjugated the whole Skordisci realm. And of course the last milestone, taking of Selmese-Jetuza, the Erebishchi rebellion against the Apuliai overlords opened a unique window of opportunity to take over both Selmese-Jetuza and the holy mountain of Kogainon that are under the Apuliai control. So we went to war with them, despite initially marching towards the Breuci, who are in Pannonia and not even in Dacia. We of course waited for the Apuliai and Erebishchi to actually get into some battles, weakening them, and only then we attacked the Apuliai, raiding their lands and baiting their armies to attack us, and only then taking the city. And the annals of history will say, despite an official war council deciding to go to war with the Breuci in Pannonia, King Tarbus has visions sent by Zalmoxis himself, warning him that Selmese-Jetuza has fallen under the wicked control of a shameful sex cult, namely the worship of Kotis, the great succubus. The Apuliai wicked twin Pietroporus brothers faced the righteous forces of the Getae as soon as they crossed the borders, but they were defeated. The numerous followers of the Demones Kotis defended the city under the banner of one of the surviving Pietroporus twins, but they were defeated. Dacia was gloriously united under King Tarbus. So let's actually see what did we win. First of all, this is a Wonder Province. And we get here -2 public order penalties from foreign culture, only +1 food, +3 growth, -12 tax. What? Farming +14. Okay, farming province, -12 trade. Well, that's poop. And +12 industrial. So farming it is, I guess. What controls amber trade? +5% income from trade tariffs due to control of the amber trade route. Oh, nice. Too bad no one wants to trade with us. And let's see the actual buildings. First, we have Selmese-Jetuza, which is a unique building, and it helps with research, which is in this thing. And also we need to feed a lot of people. That will be bad. And the holy site of mine, Kogainon, gives us money, 20% wealth from culture, siege holdout. Hopefully this won't kick in ever, and +5% to morale of all units. Awesome. And +50% line of sight across borders, which might help see incoming invasions. Now, for some reason the AI build here are really odd buildings. First of all, the horse pens we just don't need, and we have to feed the horses, which hurts us. So this will be one of the first buildings that we will convert into something else. And the AI built here a storage pit. Why would you build that? Especially for a one province faction. I don't really get this building. But for now, I guess it will help us because it helps with the import food edict. Because I guess we have such huge food shortages that we will, instead of actually taxing people, we will have to import food. Where is that? I don't even know where the button is. Where is it? No, I want the opposite of said food. Migration. What? There isn't any? Ah, it's here. This is a interesting UI element. So we lose 25% tax and get 3 food. Well, I guess it will help with not starving, because we are losing 9 food and we are stealing, and we don't even do well. I guess with this guy we can patrol and not lose 1 food, but yeah, that's a problem. Actually, since we are dealing with that, let's also lower the taxes, because we will need to curb the loss of growth because of all this starvation and shit. Guess we will also get a large hit to public order this turn, but hopefully only this turn, because we have killed the follower of Kotis, and the people in Getae ain't happy about that. And since we do have some monies, let's actually build in the Segundum enclosed land that will help us with food. And since we also got Mount Kugainon, let's move the Pope towards the province of Malva. No, towards the province of Getae. Here. I guess he will actually be poping from there. Too bad we are losing the buff to tax by doing that, but c'est la vie. And speaking about the follower of Kotis, since they are probably so numerous in Getae, we should try and appease them. And since we are living in sin, with a wife, a lover, and her boyfriend, maybe we should totally embrace that and actually take revenge on our wife Finuza, who publicly betrayed us. I think it's time to assassinate her. So we will actually use our lover to arrange some kind of accident to happen to Finuza. Maybe during some kind of a ceremony on Mount Kogaidon, she will have a fall from down the mountain. So here goes our monies. The assassination was successful. We are a free man. Now normally Tarbos wouldn't do that to poor Brandusha and Brasus, but first she deserved it. And second, the builder in him really, because he's a calm man, he's not all about just assassination for the sake of revenge. It needs to make sense from an empire building position. So now I guess we should remarry and waste even more money. So let's all say a small prayer to Kotis, I guess, because I think what we are marrying is the high priestess of Kotis, because only the high priestess of Kotis will accept such an arrangement, to join a holy matrimony with someone who has a girlfriend and the girlfriend has a boyfriend and all that situation. So let's see what we got. We got a religious wife. Oh, thematically it all comes together. Does it really help us? Well, maybe with public order, and I guess no more children. And Doina is histrionic. I guess no more children. And +1 empire maintenance. Oh, this is that's not good. And thoughtful. Oh, she is a researcher. Interesting. And she is already an influential woman. And our husband is faithful. Aww. So what should we get? Oh, we can give her our heart. I guess it's a bit of a waste. But she doesn't. I don't think she needs authority and zeal. And certainly not morale for a commander's unit. And we can give her... Oh, we can give her a bandit, so we can double embezzle. Oh, this will be awesome, because she already has 5 cunning. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Should we send her to the... I guess the Kateri are gone, so to their victors, to the Scythians. We might just do that, but before that we should see how much money we actually end up with. Because... I guess we should continue our momentum here with the Buridavense army. Let's get him actually out. Oh, yeah. Since we want Komaikadze to get all the glory, we will give him the Buridavense soldiers. So he will have somewhat of an army. We will move Dada to rule Sigundum. And actually, let's promote him, because he answered the call. And even though from gameplay point of view this doesn't help us, from a roleplay he really earned a promotion. So even though this will cost us 580 monies, we will do it. So he became clan chief. Helps with tax rate, but for some reason I think it doesn't help with it cuts down on the +4 to public order, which is a shame. I'm not even sure, but I think it does. Well, anyway, we did that because it's thematically the right thing to do. So let's pursue those Tuatha Dé Danann, those potato-loving elves, and kill what's left of their forces. Since this is such a minor battle, this is just a slaughtering, and we don't really care who survives, because I think we will just disband those mercenary troops, because we can't really afford to keep them. We will auto-resolve with a protective stance, hopefully not losing anyone in the process. So this is how potato-loving elves die. In the forest! We lost 17 men. But he got promoted, so that's good. Now, should we ransom or enslave? The difference is minor, so we will enslave those 21 peoples. Illyrian raiders were destroyed. Now we can even pursue the remain. Oh my god, King Pietroporos actually survived, not to confuse with previous king Pietroporos, his twin brother. But what an arc this poor guy had. What we will of course slaughter him, and even though this is somewhat of an historical event of killing the last of the Pulii, we will auto-resolve this as well, because the stakes are extremely low. And should we lost 6 men. Brave King Pietroporos. We will enslave them as well. So lots of interesting slaves today. And Pulii are dust. We will move slowly towards Sigi again, where we will actually let's patrol for now, and next turn we will disband those mercenary, and roleplay wise we are giving them lands in Sigundum for their loyal service in defending the city. And we did make some coin, so what should we do now? Not much else we can do in this action-packed turn other than waste some more of our monies. I guess we should address that. Yeah, I wanted to press that. We should address that Komaikatze, the eradicator of potato-loving elves and the last of the twin kings of the Pulii, did level up. He's level 2, doesn't really help us because of the mod, but I think he earned a promotion. 696 for this. Well, I guess yeah, he earned it. This will help us get more gravitas and help us in our abysmal political situation. We are overlooked still, even though, well, I guess things will change since we have a wife, a girlfriend, girlfriend's boyfriend, all the lovelies. And I also gave him an ex-slumlord because he did help in the defense of Sarmisegetusa, which is a major slum. Will help him with his authority, that is 1. So he's really a definition of a cuck, I guess. And that got tattooed madman because thematically it just works. Dada is always going on and on about the Romans turning the frogs gay and the Roman menace, that he is a bit of a loon, but quite a loyal loon. And since we are wasting money, let's gamble with our wife, send her to the Scythians. Please make some friends. Well, I guess she will seduce them with her Cotesian charms.